Ladies, gentlemen, esteemed non-binaries, trashkin all. Welcome back to the Trash Fire. Pick a good spot. We're going to be here a minute. But as my editing skills remain lacking, for now, we again have a flashing lights warning up front. Sorry to say, but my editing skills still just aren't up to scrap to find workarounds for these. There are some sections of flashing lights I have removed from this episode, but not all. So, if photosensitive epilepsy or other photosensitive conditions are a concern, please give this episode a pass. Give this series a pass. If in future that changes, I will make an announcement on the community tab and an announcement in the description. But for now, the flashing lights warning remains. So with that said, I'm going to hand you off to Game Goon now and give you a few moments to click off for those of you for whom this is a concern. So, how about that spook season? I'm actually recording this on Halloween night. That's how I spent my Halloween. And in my timeline, tomorrow goes up the last episode of Cry of Fear. Not a bad way to end spook season with the first finished game. I'm still quite proud of having actually finished that. This one's a wee bit more frustrating, a little meaner. I found out real fast that when you have to think about flashing lights as an editor, you start getting real irate with game designers and game developers real quick when they lean too hard on it. I think I'm a little extra salty because my skills aren't up to snuff. But that should be enough time for those of you who aren't coming along on this ride. So for everybody else left, typical horror playthrough rules apply. If at any point you find yourself interested in playing, stop there. This game works best the less you know. And from this point forward, it's going to be a lot of spoilers. We're going to get a lot more storyline beats here. We're going to get a little more of an idea of what's going on here. And that's a little more fun to figure out for yourself if you can. So, this said, part of those rules are, if at any point during the playthrough you find yourself the scene is a little too much for you, the creeps is too much, the nightmare fuel becomes too pure, please stop. Go watch one of my other playthroughs. Wild Arms is still up. There's a fair chunk of Remnant. We have... I wouldn't recommend Cry of Fear if this one booped you in the snoot entirely too hard. Go watch some Markiplier. Go watch some Linkara. Go watch a favorite. Relax. Calm down. We all have more nightmare fuel than we need in life. If it gets to be too much, pull up, bail for your own sake. This isn't horrifically intense, but if you find your brain going there, bail. I'd rather you be okay than you try to push through for my sake or my views. Don't worry about it. I'll live. This is a hobby channel right now. So, with that said, that should be plenty of time for everybody to filter out. And for the big hecking flashing lights warning to have sunk in. So I'll go ahead and hand you off to Game Goon, who is continuing to fumble in the dark and fumble the pronunciation of streets and places. Oh, my pronunciation's is bad, but I don't have to say them on mic. He does. Ladies, gentlemen, esteemed non-binaries, trash can all. Well, okay, maybe Editor Rasp handled that up front. He's going to be up front of all these videos, reminding you flashing lights warning. So rather than save scum, we're going to press our luck with what we have. There's the first flashing light I need to edit around. And, peruse the corpses of our enemies here. I'm gonna take a minute and check out the odds and ends here. Alright, we got another flashing light is what we got. But I'm gonna head back to where the split was. Press our luck with this knowledge that we have gained. And maybe learn if there's respawning baddies in the process. Right. Right, that's a dead end. Oh, hey. Nope, not interactable. Alright, so those two health kits are valuable as all heck. There's the third flashing light I need to edit. How did I miss you? Okay, guess we'll cycle you out and put the Taurus on secondary then. Boy, howdy, I missed a gimme. Alright, so right now... Backtrack. Yeah, we're right about the park there. Yeah, right about there. Yeah, I missed the Magnum on my way in. That's embarrassing. I could have saved myself so much trouble. Alright. Any cool I can't reload? Nope, no cool I can't reload animations. Alright. You know, sometimes you mash R and they do something cool. Yeah, I think I had more or less straight. We see a gate, I know I headed in the wrong direction. I'm just grateful there are, in fact, long sections without flashing lights, but where there's baddies, there's flashing lights. This does not look familiar. Flashlights are gonna be a pain here. Oh, there's one already. Yep. Watch out, they're still working there. They? Who's that creeping? They look like Simon going for a sneak snook. Oh, dude. Former. Small lean. Oh, that is so much better for me. A Okay, we'll put that on the emergency backup, and can I unload you? No, we cannot. Well, we're kind of heavy on gear at the moment. Hey, a first aid station. Okay, good, great, grand. Have to remember that. Man, I thought this was supposed to be Remorse the List. Okay. Not power drill massacre. Oh, I stand corrected. That appears to be an angle grinder of some form. Okay. Just, I see the goods are there. Just let me use them. Alright, well, I managed to win that one. They're still working. They're still grinding. Okay, see you to crouch. Seems late for that, but okay, here we are. Okay, so he like... Sounds can be heard from behind, but I can't open it. You know, it feels unfair to kill you with a firearm. I see you contracted gameritis. Most severe case I've ever seen. Ooh. Should be able to pry something with that. Okay, cool, good, good, great. Reload. Okay, cool, we got a return. Alright. Okay then. Yeah, that's the central hallway there. And open, can't pry it though. Okay. Well, we've made some progress. Discovered there are some unusable med kits because they are old. Oh, hey. I almost missed you. Any of the good stuff? None of the good stuff. Okay, they're just real stingy with the random drops, I guess. You gotta get lucky. Hey. Locker room, no notes there. Storage. Kind of easy to get lost back there. All right. Kind of hate that there's stuff going on back there. I think I'm gonna stick to the handgun here. It's a little easier to control than the Uzi. It doesn't have the cool factor, but I don't really care about the cool factor. Well, the first part of that is definitely getting edited out. Just masked up next to the computer. The Saints. Wow, this game's gonna take so much editing. the Saint. Okay. As far as I can tell, I think those two are going to be locked off. Then again, I found some stuff padlocked. Oh. I can't pry that with it. Oh, it is a nice, straightforward little section. I haven't been chased by anybody with a chainsaw yet. Whoops. It's one bullet. Let it go. This isn't Cry of Fear. They make you carry your ammo. They're not that mean. Apparently, Adrian is the freaking Hulk. Wait, do I go brown? Is there... Almost, not quite. Do I need another pry? I'm out of pry. Okay. Burger House, home delivery every day. That's frustrating. Oh, we tried those. Guess we're at a dead end now. Which one? The other side. Well, guess we made a forward. And we got a bonus baddie. Okay. Well, I think I'm out of ideas. So occasionally baddies will pop up elsewhere. Good to know. Alright, that's where I dropped the shovel. We'll drag that back home. Turn that into our little hub of armory. Rather than leave it willy-nilly across the game world for later, so we at least know where it is. We'll just put the weapons we're not doing anything with. You know, this wouldn't be a bad spot, but it does mean running further from elsewhere. Hey, that reminds me, you. Anything over here? Ooh, boxes. Alright. Nope. Nada. Oh, hey. Never snaked that battery. Alright, there's gonna be a flashing light. Yep. There it is. But I think there might be boxes over here. Nope. I gave myself another flashing light to edit out for nothing. Oh, not to there. Not to there. Nope. The only thing over here is the bricklayer game. Okay. Okay, not great. Not grand. Alright, we got some of that 7.62 federal. We do actually have a use. That magnum ammo. Okay. So think we'll hop over here and make that our de facto drop armory. And up that. There we go. Yeah, the gun will just be our drop armory. I could have sworn I found a bit of ammo back here, but yeah, there's a random chance, a reward for having pet Leo more than 3 times. Well, anyway, you're a very good boy, Leo. You're the best thing in this game, and don't you let anybody tell you different. Alright. So after this, we're leaning on that. Oh, I'm at a loss because I am out of ideas. We bent throughway. I hate to consult the walkthrough this early, but I think I'm gonna need to if I want to get anywhere. Sometimes you just don't get what the developer's trying to tell you, so we're gonna take a brief break here. I'm gonna save, and we're gonna see about picking this up in a minute. Just hit that save. This game is kind of rough on bullets on the save. Or I'm a little click to double click when all I need to do is single. I just threw that bullet into the void. Oh well, I still gotta make on backup. Alright. Just relax yourself and I'm gonna get to it. So long story short, I done goofed. You can't go prone, you gotta interact with it. I'm a little bit of a dipweed. Again with the flashing lights. I feel these really aren't necessary to the story other than to indicate there are monsters around. I mean, you could indicate there are monsters around him in less disruptive ways. I do find that a little obnoxious because that means I got more editing to do every single time. I wouldn't care if I didn't have to give the all clear. That's just the burden of being a responsible game player, I guess. Chips. They're full of chips. Nothing but chips. Alright. So we're by the hospital. We've got 2 alleys to explore. Let's see about them alleys. Like, as imagery goes, not being suffering from photosensitive epilepsy, these are interesting choices, but ECG, ECG, ECG. Oh, that's a decor choice. I think ECG, ECG, ECG. Why? Dang it. I gotta remember to switch to melee when I save. Weird mechanism with keyhole. Okay. Out of order. Damage you right there. Oh man, I'm gonna have to edit around that.
I just can't let you live in a place like this, Adrian. This whole damn house is soaked with my sorrow. And this chair that was my prison for years. I can't let you take this place. Not like this.
ECG. Electrocardiography results. Okay. Weird. Every apartment appears to be a part. Okay. They actually bothered to number them correctly. Okay. You are a lot easier to deal with a pistol. You know, if I wasn't playing this just for YouTube, if I wasn't making content out of it, I wouldn't be anywhere near as annoyed as I am with the flashing lights. But now that I have to think about them, it really annoys me. Ooh. A rich storehouse. We got plenty of magnum bullets to go with it. Oh, that is creepy. Oh, 9. The 9th crown. Okay. Alright, I'll play along. So I'll make sure this floor is secure first. Alright. Battery number 11. Oh, we got free. I'll blow one. Ah, okay, so med kits. You know, the non-mobile med kits being only one feels a wee bit cheap to be Nintendo. Or as I prefer to call it, Nintendo Don't Sue. Okay. Okay, we got 4 and 4. Nope. 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 All right. So after fiddling for a bit, I'ma keep fiddling till either I get this right or I die of boredom. Oh, hey! There we go. That took me longer than it should have. It's a weird looking key. Oh, hey. I figured out these symbols are very important to me. They tell me about my relationship with my son a lot. I need to note down later. These symbols are important. Managed to get some free time from my computer. So I just decided to paint each one of them to every floor today. I just found out some red paint under the stairs near the basement. That should be perfect for me. I wanted to go down to the first floor to start there, but the damn elevator broke on the second floor, so I started there. I had to walk down to the first floor on the stairs, then all the way up the others. Okay, so at least that's not blood. Alright, I guess I missed the environmental storytelling prompt. So it goes second, which is first. First, which is second. Which I think is the P. Yeah, it's the P. Why isn't that painted? Oh, there's I guess that's the P. Bad job of. Alright. Alright, then there's the B. Alright, more importantly, we got the key. Which means we can open the basement. I do get a little nervous about flashlight usage. It's a very schizophrenic sounding thing that he mentioned to me. The note writer. That's familiar. I don't have a gaming problem, you do. Halfway to the castle, a group of bandits attacked them, taking free crowns. Having the good army's good men. Free 7. Cavalry arrived, so by that time, the army's size quadrupled, while 3 crowns were lost traversing the wood. Quadrupled and lost 3 crowns. Locked. Whoa. Truly do hate telekinetic corpses. The crowns reached the castle at The day's end, but in exchange for the lost crown, the king handed the footmen of the original army. The soldiers tried to catch them, but they fell into a trap, and the 35 of their best men died. Now that leaves back for... I might regret taking that freebie heal. So that's what we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7-sided. I'm making notes. Gonna use my big brain leader. There we go. That seems to give us an order. So 3 to 7. Still locked. Okay. Alright. Halfway to the castle, a group of bandits attacked them, taking 3 crowns and having the army's good men. So there were 3 crowns. That's 0 men. Is that the starters at 4-sided? Sure as heck haven't seen a 3-sided explanation of what the heck is going on with this puzzle. Oh, there we are. 100 footmen carried 10 crowns to the castle of Holoko. Alright, so that's 8. That's free. So they started with 100 men and 10 crowns. Don't think we take that one into account, but halfway to the castle, a group of bands attacked, carrying off 3 crowns, leaving them with 7 crowns. And having the army's good men. So 3 to 7. That's 5. 7's over here. Yep. The crowns reached the castle at day's end, but in exchange for the lost crowns, the king hanged the footmen of the original army. So minus 35. So leaving them with 65. Okay, so I can't throw in just 1. I gotta throw in at least 2. Throw all of them in. We get 50. Okay. Took 3 crowns, having the army. I started with 100. Lost 35. 65's not possible. $15. Nope. Nope. Let's try. Too much. One of those highly problematic stories of daring do, but that's maybe 1 crown, though this story does feel very Munchausen-esque. The royal family lived its days in peace. The queen watered her father's flowers in the garden, while the priest taught the prince. The king was very busy with the kingdom's matters. One day, however, the queen became very sick, and the king commanded forth all his doctors and healers to his court. Oh, we ain't done. Okay. He was having king's love for days, but could not help her. Many kinds of healer came and went, but all the cures failed to help. The king started losing hope. After a week, there was nothing to do, and the sickness took away his love from him. The king locked himself into his very room for days. Everyone waited for what was going to happen when the doors opened. When he came out, his first command was about moving his son into one of the monasteries far away from the kingdom and continuing to teach him there. A couple of days passed again, and the king came out once more, asking his royal guards to bring everyone who tried to help his queen to him. I think this is where it gets bloody. No one knew what to expect from the king. Everyone moved into the big hall. Then His Highness appeared with his guards and told the healers and everyone who had let down the queen would be punished. Next morning, all the healers and doctors were hanged at the main square as punishment for their failure. After a couple of years, the prince decided to return to the kingdom. Even if against his father's will, they tried to stop him, but he was relentless. When he reached a little town next to the king's castles, peasants started whispering behind his back. He didn't know what his father did and how it sealed the royal family's fate. That's disturbing. As the young prince entered the throne room, he immediately noticed how different his father looked. Only a couple of years had passed since the last time they saw each other, but still his father looked as if he had... How will the young prince feel when he understands what his father has done? Can he forgive his father's crime or bring justice to the castle? Oh. King. Noose. Freedom. Look, the king was mad with geese. I'd forgive because the man was out of his head with grief, and if this is any indication at all of their mental state, they are not competent to stand trial and should be cared for, even if they are a heckin' tyrant. It's the hint I'm picking up on here, quite simply, quite frankly. is the king is not well. The king is Adrian's father, or whoever came up with this game. Do you remember? 96. Oh, dude, that's some good progress. And a bonus pack of 9mm. My preferred killing instrument. For compactness and ease of carrying. This may come as a shock, but I actually do prefer 9mm in video games. The ammo is very often quite generous. Oh, I was going to say, if I can break that, I obviously have no problem breaking walls. Ugh. I'm probably gonna... So there's a section or two there that I might have skipped. Because I've got a lot of editing to do. But I think, for right now, this is where we're gonna call the second episode of Remorse the list. We've made some good progress. But I have so many flashing lights to edit around. We're gonna lose a little time, gain a little time here and there. I done goofed. We're further along than we were. Like, my first episode was me flailing around in the dark with a hammer and an Uzi. Not a bad armament, but I was not doing great on Progreso. So, we're gonna go ahead and do the usual, which goes a little something like this. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed non-binaries, Trashkin, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Remember to like, obey, and... Wait. That's not my script. Eddie and Rat's trying to sneak in like fishing. I think I remember how this goes. Thank you for watching. Remember to have yourself a good stretch by the trash fire. Finish up your snacks. Remember to hydrate. Take care of yourselves, and until next time, I've been your humble host, Raspberry Trash Bear. You have a pleasant remainder of your evening, and good night for now.